Time and place for this city commission meeting on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Here.
Weinreich.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Robish.
Present.
Mayor Harrington.
Here. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda approval. Do we have any additions or deletions to our agenda tonight? Commission have anything? You do not have anything. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as produced.
We need to add on
Oh, you're that.
a replacement with insurance monies for police vehicle.
8.3.
8.3.
Yeah.
Move to approve agenda with the addition of item 8.3.
Yep, 8.3.
Second.
Adding, okay. Need a motion for 8.3. Got the motion for that to add to our agenda. I need a second on that item.
Second.
Okay. Second from Drew. Commissioner Weinrich, okay. So we got 8.3 added to our agenda. Need a motion to approve our agenda.
You just say roll call.
Need a roll call. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Moving on to public forum. Public comments may be sent during live meeting broadcasts on the city's YouTube channel. The link is listed on the city's website at www.huronst.gov. Click on Government and then City Commission. In order to use the YouTube chat feature, please create an account with your YouTube and Gmail or use your existing accounts. Please state your name and address for the record. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. We have our HR Director, Nathan Hofer, on a computer in the back of the room. If you have some questions, you can send them in, and Nathan will get those questions to us, and we'll try to answer them for you tonight as quickly as we can. Is there any public forum up here from the commission tonight? Anything at all? I have one thing for public forum. I have a proclamation. I'd like to have Ron come up to the fire chief come up. And move on. Yes. Come over here.
I'll come up here.
You're gonna make me look good.
I'll make you look good. I'll get someone said that. Somebody.
All right, proclamation for National Fire Prevention Week, and we're kind of doing it almost a week early because we will not be here next week. It's Columbus Day, so we decided today we would do it today so it gets done on time. The City of Huron, South Dakota is committed to ensuring safety and security of all those living and visiting Huron. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at the greatest risk for the fire. And whereas home fires killed more than 2,580 people in the United States in 2020, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire departments in the United States responded to 356,500 home fires. And whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can alter, alerting you to danger, and in the event of fire in which you may still have as little as 2 minutes to escape safely. Whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires in half. Whereas residents should be sure everyone in a home understands the sounds of the alarms and know how to respond. And whereas residents have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan, are more prepared and will therefore be likely to survive a fire. And whereas residents will make sure that their smoke and carbon monoxide CO alarms meet the needs of their family members, including those with sensory or physical disabilities. And whereas Huron's first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through the prevention and protection and education. And whereas the 2022 Fire Prevention Week theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, promotes potentially life-saving messages that can mean the difference between life and death in a fire. Now therefore, I be resolved, I, Gary Harrington, Mayor of the City of Huron, South Dakota, do proclaim the week of October 9th through the 15th, 2022 as Fire Prevention Week, and urge all residents to plan and practice home fire escapes for the Fire Prevention Week 2022 and to support our many public safety activities and efforts of our fire and emergency services. And I am within, I signed this as the City of Huron, Mayor Gary Harrington. So with that, thank you, sir. Appreciate all you do. Let us keep the note. Really appreciate it.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
I gotta take a picture now.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Witness protection.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Good to work.
Yes.
Figured you'd photobomb them.
Yeah. Dave. All right. Moving on. Consent agenda. Matters appearing in the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion, unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. Consent agenda for this evening is 4.1, minutes of September 26, 2022, City Commission. 4.2, fuel quotes for city departments. 4.3, raffle, Huron Get Fit Committee for October 26 at the Huron Event Center. 4.4, personnel items. 1, transfer Isaiah Decker to park maintenance. 2, recommend hiring Kerry Heldrum for solid waste maintenance 1 position. 4.5, payment of the bills. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve consent.
Commissioner Bragg moves to approve. Need a second on that item.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Robish. I need a roll call vote on the consent agenda.
Smith.
Aye.
Drew. Weinreich.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Consent agenda passed. Bid quotes, 5.1. We have one of our, Jason is with us tonight, and our police officer is going to tell me what 5.1 consists of.
5.1 will consist of 2 police interceptors to replace 2 of our older cars that will be going out of service. Both those cars have right at or just over 100,000 miles. We've been told that the 2023s won't probably be built till 2024, so we're still looking a year out. So it's, those vehicles are going to have some pretty high miles by the time we replace them. So hopefully they're wrong and they get built sooner. So.
Okay.
I apologize, I did not bring the paperwork for that. I
That's
didn't know I was
fine.
going to be speaking on that, but that is the current state bid with a few of the options that we get on it. So.
Okay. All right, good enough. I need a motion to approve.
I would move to approve.
Commissioner Robish moves to approve. Need a second on this item.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Bragg. Any questions for Jason tonight?
Mayor, I have a question.
Yes,
Yeah.
Commissioner Smith.
Do we need to pay for those now, or do you have to hold it with a down payment of some
No,
nature?
those would be paid for when they arrive.
When they arrive?
So
Okay.
somehow we'll have to transfer it from it when they actually show up in 24. So
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah,
that
we
works.
don't know that for sure, but we're
Yeah.
talking to Kevin today that
Yeah.
possibly year end, but
Yeah, so I don't know how that works for Pauline's end,
No.
but I don't have a clue, luckily.
Yeah.
we'll keep track of it and then
Yeah,
at the end of the year we'll.
Anything else for Jason? Seeing none, thank you, Jason, appreciate that. Roll call vote, please.
Smith. Smith.
we get a motion?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aye.
Weinreich?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
Robish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. 5.1 pass. Okay, moving on to 5.2. Commissioner Weinrich, would you speak on 5.2, please?
Yes, so consider awarding quote 2023-02 for the airport wide area mower. And just pulling that up here. Thank you. So this quote here is for the amount of $63,304.02. We have budgeted the amount of $70,000 for it, and RDO has provided us a quote for that amount, and so it is recommended that we approve that bid for that mower. And I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Weinrich, motion to approve. I need a second on this item.
Second?
Second, Commissioner Smith. Any discussion?
Just want to note quick that it's with the Minnesota Purchasing on their state bids, which we've done that before with the airport for equipment.
Any other discussion? Questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith?
Aye.
Weinreich?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
Robish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. Okay, Commissioner Weinrich, you're up again for 5.3.
Yes, consider the following for Top Grade Concrete LLC for bid number 2022-13 Concrete Replacement 2022. And so this consists of a change order, which will be the final change order for $2,007. And then the final payment request in the amount of $116,233.90.
Okay. Motion to approve. 5.4.
Move to approve.
Move to
Second.
approve, Mr. Gregg. Second, Commissioner Roberts to, any discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote on 5.3.
Smith?
Aye.
Weinreich?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
Robish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. Moving on to 5.4, I think we're going to ask Chad to come up and address this item for us, if you would, please. Chad's our IT specialist.
Good evening.
Good evening, 5.4.
So 5.4 is a change order with Marco Technologies for some repair work to a project at the event center. We had a contractor come in and remove some wall sconces, mirrors, and some upright oak trim and repaint the walls for us. And they used some paint that we had from previous repainting that was done recently, and they ran out, so we had to color match it with another painter in town, and the match wasn't exact. So there's a difference in the wall colors, and you can see where the original was and where that change is. They said to redo it would be $1,500 for the labor to repaint, and then Brenda said she would pay for the paint again. We'd work with the local paint store again to try and get it matched better. The problem was the paint company we got the paint from when she remodeled or repainted this last winter is no longer in business, so we couldn't get the exact match.
Okay.
So,
Need a motion to approve.
move to approve.
Commissioner Smith moves to approve. Need a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Begg. Now, any discussions for Chad on this item? Commissioner Smith.
So the $1,500 then, Chad, that's to repaint the whole wall to make it look uniform?
Right, to repaint where they went over so that we can kind of blend that in better so that it's not as obvious, or if we can get the exact match, you won't notice it, or you'd have to be really close to notice the difference.
Yeah, you're gonna want it.
And they're gray walls, so gray is shades of grays, shades of blacks, you always notice the difference.
Sure.
Granted, they're darker, I mean, they're kind of like this, the rooms aren't super bright most of the time, but you would notice staring down at.
Yeah, you want to do it right.
Any other questions for Chad on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote. Thanks, Chad.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinrich?
Aye.
Bragg?
Aye.
Rubbish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. Okay. 6.1, our city attorney Tucker Valesky is going to handle 6.1 for us.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. 6.1, consider lease with Ricky Sammons for property to be used as a go-kart track and authorize the mayor to sign. I was asked to look at this lease agreement. I updated it to the new dates and additionally added an auto renewal clause for up to five additional terms after the first year. Provided for contact information, so if we need to get a hold of the lessee, it'll be more efficient. Additionally, there's an insurance provision in there providing proof of insurance each year along with the rent payment.
Need a motion to approve the 6.1?
I would move to approve 6.1.
Commissioner Robish moves to approve. Need a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Weinrich. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote,
Mayor,
please.
so
Oh.
you mentioned, Tucker, with the rent payment, what is it the $1? Is that the, okay, thank you. I just didn't see that. Thanks, Mayor.
Okay. Any other items, questions on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinrich?
Aye.
Bragg?
Aye.
Rubbish?
Aye.
Mayor Harrington?
Aye. Moving on to ordinance and resolutions, 7.1. Tucker Valesky, our city attorney, will speak on that item.
Thank you, Mayor. 7.1, second reading of ordinance 2240-23-407 pertaining to zoning, non-conforming uses and structures, and off-street parking and loading. This second reading, as it relates to the non-conforming uses and structures, just puts our ordinance in line with the International Building Code. That has been updated. And the off-street parking, essentially, that's a repeal of the minimum requirements for the downtown parking spaces.
Okay,
I would move to approve.
move to approve. Need a second on this item.
I'll second.
Commissioner Smith seconds item.
7.1, second reading.
Okay. All right. So we need a roll call vote on this item.
Mayor,
Pardon me?
Discussion.
Discussion? Oh, Commissioner Smith?
were there any filed complaints or anything? Or
No.
Any adverse notations?
Excuse me, no, we have received no opposition to this, for the change in either of these items for the zoning code. In particular, we eliminated the new variance request by changing to the International Building Code and going to the 6-foot rather than the 10-foot that was in the zoning code.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner.
This would be more for Barry again. So if we're taking all that off-street parking off, is there no provisions for off-street parking? Or is there a certain number we have to have yet, or none?
No, what it did was, this language just simply exempted the downtown core area from the dedicated parking spots for things like apartments and other businesses. For example, we've had a couple of variances for the requirement for dedicated off-street parking for a previous variance applicants' apartments. And that's all it does, and it is very specific, and it delineates simply block by block per
Right.
downtown.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for this item? Seeing none, need a roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye, 7.1 passed. Departmental items, 8.1, the city commission will not meet and city offices will be closed on Monday, October 10th, in observance of the Native American / Columbus Day. So we'll move on to 8.2. We're going to call on Commissioner Bragg to explain what 8.2 is.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Following up with your statement, also on Monday, October 10th, the rubble site will be closed in observance again of Columbus and Native American Day. Monday's garbage, recycling, and grass will all be collected on Wednesday, October 12th. So again, rubble site and trash pickup will not happen on Monday, October 10th.
Okay, thank you. Now we're moving on to 8.3. Jason Bechtel, would you like to come up and explain to us what 8.3 is?
Good evening again. As I'm sure you're all aware of, September 3rd, we had a patrol vehicle that was involved in a rear-end collision. The vehicle and equipment were all deemed as a total loss by State Farm Insurance, which was the other party's insurance. We've located a vehicle after an extensive search. There's not any of these out here. Between emails and phone calls, I probably made, between the both of them, probably 30 to 35. And I was able to find one in Peoria, Arizona. It's got a few of the options that we have, and it's got a few that we don't usually have. But at this point in time, it's tough to find a car to replace it. And if we don't replace it, the one car that you approved the order on is gonna have to go online for another year and a half. So it's just gonna have a ton of maintenance costs and everything. You should have an Excel spreadsheet there. I understand it, but I'll explain it a little bit. From the insurance, we're getting a total of $61,246.22. That's for all the equipment that was deemed a total loss and the car that was deemed a loss. With the price of the car that we're asking to purchase, we are going to spend $59,321.58. Gives us a balance of about $1,900. And with that, we'll have some travel costs, obviously, to Peoria, Arizona to buy this for roughly about $1,400. We'd have around $500 left of the insurance money for any incidentals that we didn't see. Granted, I know this car is a higher price than the ones we just approved, but this is off the Arizona state bid, so their bidding system must be a little different. So I guess what we're requesting is to use the funds from the insurance company to purchase this vehicle for $42,130 from Peoria Ford in Arizona.
Move to approve.
Moves to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Bragg, second. Commissioner Robish, questions for Jason on this item? Yes, Mr. Bragg.
So this one, I assume when you said you're working so hard, this is one that's in stock and we can get
Yes.
immediately.
Yep.
It's about the only one in stock you found.
Right,
in
and
the nation.
they're actually taking this, I should say taking it away, but the Arizona Department of Public Safety has given it up, so we can make the
Yeah,
purchase.
well, you might note that it's white.
Yeah, it's white, it's the only difference.
Place could have.
For-
Yeah.
Right now, we would have taken a pink one, I think.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Robish.
This is all equipped with radios, everything, it's ready to go.
Yes.
From there to here and keep going.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do the install once it comes back.
Oh,
So, the top of the spreadsheet has all the equipment, and you can see on the right side the order date, that the orders were all placed for all this, so hopefully, some of it, we could probably patch and play, get it put into the new car, and then once the new equipment shows up, we can take it out for reliability purposes and put the new stuff in, but I don't wanna rely on that because some of that took a pretty good hit, so some of them circuit boards could have some cracks in there that might not show up right away, so.
You gonna wrap it, color match then? when you get it all?
That was brought up, but I don't think that'll happen. But the intention is to fly 2 people down there, pick it up, and skedaddle straight back with it.
Okay. Any other questions for this item, on this item? Okay, thanks, Jason, appreciate it. Need a roll call vote on this item?
I was prepared for that one a little better.
Yeah, that was my mistake.
Aye.
How about I know? Greg?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Mary Harrington?
Aye. Okay. Very good. Okay, now we're going to go into a work session